To reopening the Ozarks, the city and county releasing reopening plans today.
Mayor Ken McClure and Greene County Commissioner Bob Dixon outlined separate but similar road to recovery orders. Here's what those will look like. The stay-at-home order will expire at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, May 3rd. The road to recovery orders allow most non-essential businesses to reopen. It limits how many can be in the buildings, and following social distancing is a must, and cleaning guidelines as well.
So a business that gathers people together will still not be allowed to be open. Those include things like entertainment venues, movie theaters, bowling alleys, bars, nightclubs, brewery tap rooms. Again, those all cannot reopen. Religious services will also not be allowed to be held as normal, but there are provisions in the new order for drive-through services.
The city also announced public gatherings of more than 15 people are prohibited. But one business many have been clamoring for to reopen is dine-in at restaurants.
KOLR 10's Jesse Inman here with us in our studio now at 10 with more on the approach that some restaurant owners are going to be taking. Jesse.
Yeah, this news is still sinking in for a lot of restaurant owners across town and the whole county, really. And many are still considering all the factors that will come along for what will be almost a grand reopening of sorts. For weeks, dining rooms have been empty, but next week, restaurants will be allowed to welcome customers back through their doors. And Patrick Duran, owner of Metropolitan Grill, Hard Knocks Barbecue, and the Great American Taco Company, says many owners aren't sure what to expect.
We've been giving out surveys to both our customers and our employees to kind of see what their thoughts and feelings are at this point. I'm gathering all that data right now, and I'm going to try a middle-of-the-road approach. You know, I think some people are on the side of the one extreme and then the other extreme, and I think our job is to land somewhere in the middle.
Safety of customers and workers are top priority right now. And staffing at stores is something that will be a challenge without knowing if people will be willing to go out right away. Duran says everyone will have their own unique approach to their relaunch.
This policy is not a one-size-fits-all policy that it affects restaurants differently.
We'll probably wait until the phase one is over to run the buffet.
Mike Sidwell owns 4 Godfather's pizza stores which have stayed busy, but some of his stores are known for their pizza buffets.
And when the buffet reopens, there will be some changes. Corporate Godfathers, they're discussing some of the changes now. We'll be making some changes on our own. The utensils and the spatulas, they will no longer be there. The shakers won't be on the table. Napkins won't be on the table. May 4th, we're allowed to open up the dining room. Godfather's Pizza at all 4 locations will probably wait till May 11th.
None of us are in a hurry to open. We're not going to open until we're ready.
You heard there that even with the limited capacity rules for dining, many places are taking their time with the relaunch of their dining rooms. So before you before you make those dine-in plans, you want to make sure that you call ahead to make sure that those places are open.
Good advice, Jesse. Thank you. Ozark, Nixa, and Republic have also all released reopening plans. All the details can be found on OZARKSFIRST.com for those specific cities.
And once again, we mentioned earlier that in Springfield, bars and tap rooms, again, are not allowed to reopen fully during phase 1. The owner of Mother's Brewery, Jeff Schrog, says he's disappointed by that. He thought the city might look at whether an establishment could follow those social distancing guidelines. Now, Mother's spent the past month upgrading its backyard by adding a patio and placing picnic tables in various locations. Schrog is hopeful that bars and tap rooms will be able to fully open in phase 2.
What I would hope is that they would take the same guidelines they've set up based on occupancy and based on how you can social distance, and would apply them evenly across the field. That'd be my hope, that everybody would have a level playing field.
The brewery also had to cancel its 10th annual Mother's Day Beer Festival this week. Ticket sales were fully refunded. This week, Mother's also recalled its Ready Hard Seltzer, not for health reasons, but because of the flavor.
On May 4th, we will lift restrictions on gyms, fitness centers, and indoor athletic facilities.
Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson making that announcement today. Now, there are some guidelines to these reopenings. Pools, showers, and saunas will stay closed, and there will have to be a distance of 12 feet between people. All staff and participants will have to go through health screenings if they have any signs of illness, or if they have traveled to New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, New Orleans, or overseas at all. Within 14 days, they will not be allowed in.
Well, all day long here on Color 10, we have been putting the Ozarks first and helping you to feed our neighbors. In the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, feeding those in need has become even more of a priority across our region.
That's why tonight and all day today, we are putting the Ozarks first, partnering with 3 local nonprofits to raise funds and awareness to help our neighbors who may be struggling to put food on the table. Color 10's Madison Heaver is live in downtown Springfield for us tonight with what Ozarks Food Harvest is doing right now to feed people who may not be able to afford a trip to the grocery store. Madison.
Yeah, Heather, Ozarks Food Harvest is trying to serve 1 million meals within 90 days, and that's just to try and help people out that may have lost their job due to COVID-19.
There's a lot of folks that are unemployed right now, and they've never had to receive help.
Ozarks Food Harvest is working hard on a new campaign to help people who are experiencing some hardships as a result of COVID-19.
We are trying to raise enough money to provide 1 million meals within the next 90 days. For that means about $250,000 because for every dollar we can provide 4 meals here at Ozarks Food Harvest.
This new campaign is on top of the meals and goals the food bank already had.
The reason we need to do this is above and beyond what we're already doing, but of course the reason we need to do this is because of the increased need due to the unemployment caused by the COVID-19 crisis. You know, this is an extended period of disaster relief for us, and we're a disaster responder, so that means we kick in and do a lot of extra things.
The food Ozarks Food Harvest sends out is to places like the MSU Care Clinic, where many patients need food and a balanced diet to combat the disease.
We had some situations where our patients were struggling to get food. I had a patient who said she lost her job. She had no idea how she was gonna feed her kids. She's like, this has been such a lifesaver and just helping me feed my kids.
Na says having access to food is a baseline for a healthy life.
It just makes everything harder if you're hungry. We have to work together, and just building those connections is so important.
The food bank also has set up mobile food pantries to distribute food as well. We met Beverly today at one of those distributions at the Fairbanks in Springfield.
I'm a grandmother raising 3 grandkids. Their mother died 12 years ago. It gets to be a struggle whenever you don't have food stamps and you're working, trying to get back to work. Then the pandemic happened, and this really helps us out because I have a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 12-year-old, so they can eat, and I have no food stamps.
And it's all about helping out one another.
It's a community effort, right? None of us can do this alone. There's no way we would have the resources to feed this many people.
We're all in this together, and everyone is struggling, and anything that anybody can do, you know, to help one another out.
This is a time where it's absolutely necessary to ask for help. Please don't feel bad, and we want to help everyone that needs it.
Now, Ozarks Food Harvest recently received a grant to hire 30 temporary employees that may have lost their job due to COVID-19. So they aren't looking for volunteers right now, but they are looking for donations. In Springfield, Madison Heaver, Ozarks First.
Madison, thanks. There's still time for you to put the Ozarks first. You can donate on our website, OZARKSFIRST.com, by clicking on the Putting the Ozarks First tab.
And we're, of course, all about the technology, so you can text your donation to this number, 243-725. Text the word Ozark to give to Ozarks Food Harvest, Convoy to donate to Convoy of Hope, or Cross Lines if you want to help Cross Lines out.
Well, people are giving less to charitable donations right now, and now with people's stimulus checks running out, help is needed even more. Our Francis Lynn spoke to Ozarks Food Harvest, Cross Lines of Springfield, and Convoy of Hope about this.
Well, Heather, the organizations see a spike during Christmas time, but they need your help right now during the coronavirus pandemic. I also spoke to the volunteers at the 3 organizations who told me helping people in need is very rewarding. The nonprofits all say donating money is better than donating items, especially during this COVID-19 response time. Finances are higher than ever. Plus, they can stretch out the dollar and target specifically what they need to buy.
If we are short on, say, macaroni and cheese or peanut butter, then we can go out and purchase those items.
We can do so much more with your dollar. Every dollar will provide 4 meals or about $10 worth of groceries.
People want to donate, but if they bring a case of water to Convoy, they may have spent $5 for that case of water. Well, everything we have to do to get that water in the field, it ends up costing $6 or $7.
If you want to make a monetary donation, all three organizations told me the easiest way is to do that online. You can find their links on our website, OZARKSFIRST.com.